Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL news cycle lately, you've probably caught wind of some truly intriguing, almost shocking rumors that are swirling around. And no, I'm not talking about some minor trade or a backup player moving around. This is something that could really shake up the landscape of the AFC North, and more specifically, it has huge implications for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The buzz is that the New York Jets are in serious talks to trade veteran wide receiver Allen Lazard to the Steelers, and the deal being discussed involves a fourth-round pick in 2026. Yeah, you heard that right. A fourth-round pick. That might not seem like a blockbuster deal at first glance, but when you look at the bigger picture, it's a move that could change everything for the Steelers' offense this season. So let's break this down a little. The Jets, sitting at 2-2, are clearly trying to find their footing after a somewhat inconsistent start. They've been focusing on clearing cap space, about $7.8 million, and trying to build a roster with a strong focus on youth and potential. They're also trying to keep their options open for the future, especially with some of their younger players and the core they want to develop. Now Lazard, who's a reliable veteran receiver, fits perfectly into that puzzle. He's not just any receiver, he brings experience, hands, and a proven ability in the red zone, which is something the Jets desperately wanted to bolster. But at the same time, the Jets are also looking ahead, making room for their young guns like Wilson, who's already shown flashes of promise with an 82 PFF grade, and they want to give him more targets, more opportunities to develop. Now, why would the Jets trade Lazard? Well, apart from the cap savings, which is a pretty significant factor, they're kind of betting on their younger receivers to step up. Lazard, who's been a steady presence, especially in contested catches, he's had a contested catch rate of about 55%, and in the red zone where he's scored 8 touchdowns over the past 3 years, is a known entity. But his injury history, like the knee injury in 2024 that kept him out of one game and limited him to 75% of the snaps, has made the Jets cautious about his long-term durability. Plus, with a cap hit of around $10 million, they see a chance to get value for him now, especially since they're also trying to manage their finances and roster spots. But this isn't just about the Jets. The Steelers, on the other hand, are looking at this potential trade as a massive opportunity. After losing Austin to injury, their receiving core has been a little thinner than they'd like, and adding Lazard, who's a season target with 800 yards and 23 touchdowns in his career, brings not only depth but also experience and leadership. He's the kind of receiver who can step right in and make an impact, especially in the red zone, where he's been a consistent threat. Plus, his ability to gain yards after the catch and his contested catch proficiency make him a perfect fit for the Steelers' offensive scheme. And let's not forget, Lazard's been someone who can work well with a quarterback like Kenny Pickett, helping to elevate the passing attack. Looking at his recent stats, Lazard has accumulated around 690 yards and 5 touchdowns in the 2024 season so far, with an EPA per target of plus 0.28, which indicates he's been a positive contributor when thrown to. His 2025 numbers aren't as flashy, just 12 catches for 150 yards and 1 touchdown, but that's partly due to injury setbacks and the overall offensive scheme. Still, his track record in the red zone is solid, with 8 touchdowns over the last 3 years, and he's shown he can be a reliable target when it counts most. That's exactly what the Steelers need right now. A dependable veteran who can step in and help stabilize the offense, especially with some of their younger players still developing. And it's not just about filling in for Austin. This move could be a strategic shift for the Steelers' offense, giving them a player who can be a true red zone threat and a reliable option on third downs. The Steelers have been looking to add more consistency at receiver after a somewhat inconsistent start to the season. Lazard's presence could help open up the field, draw coverage away from other targets, and provide Kenny Pickett with a trusted, proven veteran to throw to in tight situations. It's a move that screams both immediate impact and long-term value, especially considering Lazard's leadership qualities and his ability to make contested catches, something that's been a hallmark of his game. Now, let's talk a little about the bigger picture here. This trade, if it happens, could have ripple effects across the AFC North and the playoffs picture. The Steelers have been building a competitive team, and with Lazard in the fold, their offense could take a significant leap forward. It's about adding that missing piece, that veteran presence that can help them punch through tough defenses and close out games. The AFC North has been fiercely competitive, with teams like the Ravens, Browns, and Bengals all vying for supremacy, and every upgrade counts. If Lazard can replicate some of his red zone success from recent years, where he scored 8 touchdowns in just the last 3 years, that could translate into crucial points in close games down the stretch. And speaking of the playoffs, the betting odds are starting to shift slightly. The Steelers, with this kind of addition, could see their Super Bowl chances bump up a little, maybe from around +1,200 odds to something closer to +900 if Lazard's integration goes smoothly. The Jets, meanwhile, are betting heavily on their youth movement, with their odds at around +10-0, but this trade might tell us that they're willing to sacrifice some immediate production for future potential. The focus on red zone efficiency, contested catchability, and veteran leadership is about building a team that can not only compete this year, but also sustain success in the seasons ahead. It's a fascinating dynamic, and it shows how much strategic thinking is going into these roster moves. The Jets are clearing cap space and betting on their young players, while the Steelers are adding an experienced target who can help them push for deeper playoff runs. And don't forget, this isn't just about adding Lazard for the sake of it. It's about the fit, the chemistry, and the immediate impact he can make. Given his history, his skills, and his ability to perform in high-pressure situations, Lazard could be a real difference-maker for the Steelers. Now, let's consider the implications for the team right now. The Steelers have struggled a little with consistency on offense this season, especially with some injuries and the need for more reliable targets for Pickett. Adding Lazard not only brings a veteran presence, but also a player who's been tested in big moments and high-stakes situations. His experience in the red zone, where he scored 8 touchdowns over the past 3 years, could be exactly what the Steelers need to convert more of those crucial scoring opportunities. And with the team's defense playing at a high level, especially in the secondary and pass rush, having a more dynamic and trustworthy offense could be the key to turning close games into wins. Furthermore, this move could open up new possibilities for the Steelers' offensive scheme. With Lazard's ability to win contested catches and his knack for making plays in traffic, the Steelers can diversify their passing attack. It also sends a message to the rest of the league. They're serious about contending, about making a push for the postseason, and about giving Kenny Pickett the best chance to succeed. The chemistry between Lazard and the quarterback could develop quickly, especially given Lazard's reputation as a reliable target and a team player. Looking ahead, this trade also signals something about the Steelers' broader strategy. They're always known for their solid drafting and development, but sometimes a veteran addition like Lazard can be the piece that helps accelerate that growth. It's a move that shows they're not afraid to shake things up to get over the hump, to push for that elusive Super Bowl title. And given the competitive nature of the AFC this year, every little edge counts. The AFC North remains one of the toughest divisions in football, with physical defenses and talented quarterbacks, but with Lazard on board, the Steelers could be better equipped to handle that challenge. And let's not forget the fans. This kind of move energizes the locker room, energizes the fan base, and creates buzz around the team. It's the kind of move that gets people talking, speculating about how Lazard's presence will change the dynamic of the offense, and whether the Steelers can finally get that offensive consistency they've been striving for. It's also a move that could pay dividends in the playoffs, where experience, red zone efficiency, and reliable targets are often the difference between a deep run and an early exit. So, to wrap this all up, folks, what does this mean for the Steelers? It's a smart, strategic move that could give them that extra push they need. Lazard's veteran leadership, proven red zone production, and contested catchability make him a perfect addition, especially after losing Austin to injury. This trade, if completed, could be a turning point for their season. boosting their chances not just to make the playoffs, but to make a real run at another Super Bowl appearance. The AFC North is tough, no doubt about it, but with Lazard, the Steelers might just have the offensive weapon they need to stand toe-to-toe with the best. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think Lazard is the missing piece? How do you see him fitting into the offense? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see how this story unfolds. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, go Steelers.